Sarah Palin, former Alaska governor and 2008 vice presidential nominee for the Republicans, she is running for Congress. As we know, she's trying to make a comeback into public life after a long hiatus, and she has now passed the first hurdle for getting the job. This is actually a special election that's going on in Alaska since Don Young died earlier this year after representing the at-large district in Alaska for 49 years. Now, Alaska has this interesting system where they have all of their candidates, regardless of party, appear on the same ballot for a first round of voting. The top 4 vote getters then move on to the next round of voting, where ranked choice voting is used to determine who comes out on top. We just had the first round of voting, and we're still getting the votes in, but as of now, the results show that Palin has 29.8% of the vote, followed by another Republican named Nick Begich at 19.3%. Then we have Al Gross at 12.5% and Democrat Mary Pelota at 7.5%. So those should be the 4 who advance and move on to the second round. Notably, not making the cut, yet still getting an impressive 4.5% of the vote, was Democratic Socialist candidate Santa Claus, which I didn't realize that Santa lived up in Alaska. I thought he lived up in Canada, or like maybe the international territory that makes up the North Pole, but apparently he's an Alaska resident, and who knows, maybe he'll get him next time. Palin's near 30% in the vote is a commanding lead ahead of everyone else, but then when you note that there's something like 50 other candidates, you have to think about how the other voters are going to coalesce when the candidate number drops down to 4. Also, you have ranked choice voting, so that makes it a little bit harder to predict compared to a normal election. So who knows what will happen in the second round. You just don't know who people are going to coalesce around. Maybe the other Republican will do better in the second round. Maybe the independent, Al Gross, will win. There's a good chance that maybe she's not able to pull this thing off. And that would, of course, be a major blow to Trump's endorsement record and to the state of Trumpism in this country, because not only is Palin endorsed by Trump, she in a lot of ways was Trump before Trump was Trump, notably based on how incompetent and inarticulate she was, and we didn't realize that someone so unqualified could serve in public office at such a high level. But, then we got Donald Trump, and now it's somewhat normalized. Also not helping Palin and Trump is the fact that Alaska politics are a lot different than the rest of the country. They tend to be more centrist, and they like the more reasonable candidates more often than not. So who knows if she can pull it off there. It's really just not the reddest state in the country. Plus, many Alaskans view Palin as a quitter because she quit her job as governor 10 plus years back to do a reality TV show, so that just didn't sit very well with them. How do they know that she's not going to resign early from her seat in Congress? But fear not, because Palin has an excellent excuse in her back pocket in case she doesn't come out on top. She went on Mark Levin's show a few weeks ago, and she said that, if I don't win, clearly it's because of voter fraud. Yeah, she's using that routine. Let's take a look at this clip from about a month ago.
Yeah, whether I have a good shot or not, there I think about 50 candidates in this race. It's a real bizarre race. And
Did you say 50?
Only ballot. 50. And Mark, you'll just really appreciate this. It's mail-in only ballots. No hand counting to tabulate. Got to go through a Dominion computer to count everything. And I like yesterday, Mark, I received 4 ballots in the mail. I didn't even ask for any ballots. One for one of the daughters who doesn't live here. She hasn't claimed residency in Alaska since she moved outside. We call anything outside of Alaska outside.
Are you trying to say Murkowski?
Well, you know who wrote this bizarre election plan that we have right now going on with the ranked choice voting that's coming up and the mail-in only ballots and all that? Was Lisa Murkowski's attorney.
Unbelievable.
The devil. Mm-hmm. But I mean, do I have a shot at it? Yeah, I have a shot at it. It's bizarre, though, this kind of voting system. So I hope the rest of America keeps track of what's going on in Alaska so it doesn't happen to them.
Well, that's certainly the Trumpian playbook right there. If you win, everything was on the up and up, and you just got more votes from the good people of your district or your state. But if you lose, you didn't really lose. It was just rigged. And what can you do? You were a victim. So that's nice. You have that in your back pocket as an excuse, and you can really use it in any election that you want to. Of course, I want Palin to be defeated, and there's really a good chance of that happening. We'll have to see. It's going to be tight, but maybe this is a race that we can get ourselves involved in. But part of me wonders, like, if Sarah Palin does become a congressperson, would that have entertainment value? Would she have these wacky, off-the-rails speeches on the House floor that would be worth watching? I also wonder if she would interact well with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. Would she be too crazy for them? Would they be too crazy for her? I just don't know. So, if she does end up pulling off the win in this race, that will be like the one saving grace. We get to see how she functions as a member of Congress, but hopefully it doesn't get to that, and hopefully Sarah Palin is defeated when it's time for the second round of voting. Of course, there'll be more elections to come, and we'll be following all of them. All right, thanks very much to David for allowing me to host today's show. And if you want to check out the bonus show, make sure to become a member at joinpacman.com or go to patreon.com/David Pakman Show and contribute at the $5 level. I'll see you there.